Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Lil Hellfire, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Summer of '69.
Diggity dank.
Hello, you groovy hepcats, and welcome back to another Nightwing news in the summer of '69. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hello, I'm Kristen, and this is Nightwing Cat.
Look right at the camera. It's like eyes are all big.
Yep.
All right, kids. Yeah, so it is summer of '69. So today we'll be covering Detective Comics 390 and 391 from, of course, 1969.
I wonder what month they were. Sadly, I don't think these ones were the summer.
No, well, again, yeah, I know you did a random pick, but unlike a lot of the other shows, we're just doing like the whole year of 1969 through the months.
Oh. They're not that. Yeah, they're September and no. Oh, well, no, August and September. So
like late summer.
That's right, late summer. In 1969, it was still summer. I don't think they started school till after Labor Day then.
All right.
Well, and if it was dated August, that means it probably came out in June. So it was the summer.
Yeah, it probably came out like, June, July. Yeah. So, yes, it was.
There we go. Perfect. We planned it that way.
They were reading these in the summer.
That's right.
All right. I don't think we have any current news on Dick. Like, I don't really like we talked a new issue episode.
So do you get the emails from DC Universe?
I swear I don't. I'm a subscriber. That's how I'm reading these issues. But I swear I don't see a lot of unless maybe I didn't click the thing. But why?
Yeah, I don't know. I get their emails, and they sent one. Well, I guess it must have been last week. And well, no, I probably can't find it. But anyway, for Pride Month, they asked some of the writers of the Pride book who their DC crush was, and who do you think won?
Dick Grayson.
He did. Not everybody said him, but even if they didn't say him as their crush, they were like, but also Nightwing.
I would say, come on, the majority of straight women and gay men, I'm sure, say Dick Grayson. Come on.
I mean, I feel like straight men and gay women should also say Dick Grayson.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, straight women and gay men, you probably got the lock. You definitely have a lock on, yeah.
Right. Anyway, I get so many promotional emails, as you no doubt know. So I'll forward it to you so that you can.
So that's right, kids. He's the sexiest, even back in '69, man. The sexiest legs in the business. Come on. Maybe Dawn.
Or you can just look for it. It's like, who's your DC crush?
Okay. Oh, did we talk about? Did you see? Speaking of DC Pride, Tim. We did talk about Tim getting his own book, right?
Yeah, because they announced that last week. When did they say it's supposed to come out in what, September, right?
I think it's September, yeah. So,
but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it on the pre-order list yet.
Yeah, I haven't. Neither have I.
Okay, well, maybe in July, probably about 2 months ahead.
Yeah, I would say probably soon. They'll probably start releasing details and stuff. Yeah. Basically, gets his own part of Gotham to patrol.
That's right. It's like I said, I was thinking, it sounds like he might actually be officially an adult.
Mm-hmm.
This is exciting.
I was going to say, we can make like Tim Drake our like unofficial second topic of conversation on this show.
He can be our number one sidekick.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. I hope Dick appears some in his book so they can
What?
be buds. I said I hope Dick appears some in his book so that they can be buddies.
Yeah, like back in the 90s when they had like that very like brotherly vibes going. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because he was a little. Although that being said, he was a little bit in some of the early Tom Taylor ones, and that is something that Tom Taylor could. He could also bring the brothers in and have some brother moments, and then our love for his Nightwing run would just exceed all bounds, I would say.
I think I wonder if they're just Tom's making room for John Kent because one, he's writing his book, and it might take a little more planning behind the scenes to get like a true Tim crossover because Tom Taylor's not gonna be writing the Tim book. So
Yeah, that's true. And Damian has his own book, and he's off. I don't know, not around. And Jason has that Task Force Z or something, right?
Although, I mean, if we plan it, I mean, once Tim gets his own book and you count Task Force Z as Jason's book out, all four of them will have their own book. We could do a Robin crossover between all the books. Hell, include the
Batgirl. They could
Batgirl.
crossover with Batgirls.
That's what I was gonna say. Include the Batgirl's book. Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. Well, really, what they should do. Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of what they've done with Batman Urban Legends. Wait, is that still going? That's still going. Yeah, but it's like just Batman stories now, isn't it? Is how they had that book from the 70s, Batman Family. Mwah, that book was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they need some kind of crossover between all those books and no Bruce around. All right. So we jump into these classic.
Let's do it.
All right, kids.
Let's do. So maybe we should do the main one. If the coffin fits, wear it, and then we can do Dick's special backup.
Yeah, the two backups. Yeah.
Because that's how I actually didn't realize until I went to DC Universe that he was in If the Coffin Fits, Wear It. Because how I picked these issues is from this.
The backup stories, yeah.
Robin, the Bronze Age Omnibus. Look at that. Oh. Whew. It's very heavy.
Like mm-hmm.
How many pages do you think it is?
Is that like 500 pages?
910.
Wow.
That's right. Takes me 2 hands. Wait. I can just lift it. It's like this is my weightlifting regimen.
That's your superhero training.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So yes. Yes, this story begins in the Batcave where Dick's telling Bruce, "Oh, you're down in your last good Batman suit. The rest of them are all damaged." And
I know, pretty hilarious. Well, it's so funny because you see again how I don't know. I guess how they've really tightened things up. I guess I would say in the modern era. Yeah, because this is still Bronze Age. In that, as we'll see, there's somebody outside the family that works on the suits.
Yeah, and it's not Alfred or something. Again, like me and Lilith have been doing like the main Batman book for the whole year 1969. Like a lot of the scripts, it almost seems like they're almost like rejected 66 episodes, And again, it's that weird period where the show's over, but it's like I think it's starting in 70, like Denny comes in, like Denny and Neil Adams, and then they start tightening it up. Yeah. So again, this is that weird point between the TV show and before Denny comes in. So because that's the realization Lilith and I made last episode. We're like, we're before Ra's al Ghul at this point. There's not even Ra's al Ghul at this point.
Yep. So true. Well, I think actually there's not Leslie Tompkins, is there? Doesn't she start a little bit later?
Yeah, because the origin, like in one of the issues we covered, was the thing where after his parents die, he goes to stay with his uncle Philip and his housekeeper, Mrs. Chilton, who's actually Joe Chill's mother.
Well, I think we don't have Arkham Asylum yet either. Wasn't that also invented in the 70s?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. again, once Denny comes in, a lot of this stuff gets introduced or reintroduced. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, they're tightening it up. They're almost, I guess they're trying to, I don't know if making it, I don't know, it feels like they're trying to spackle the plot holes. In that, like, if Batman's so secretive and cares so much about his identity, why would he just go to some random tailor to have his costumes made? Also, shouldn't his costume be, maybe a little more specific than something that a random tailor makes? But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
But yeah, because they've been battling, they're entangling with the new elusive Gotham Marauder.
Oh, Matt, yeah, Marauder.
But then in the next panel, he calls him the Masquerader.
Yeah, I think they actually mean that. I think that first one, Marauder, is a mistake.
Yeah, because when he gets on the phone, yeah, they're talking about the Masquerader. Yeah. So yeah, they get the first clue that leads them to the annual Gotham Sports Show.
Naturally.
I love how, like, I'm sure they did this because they don't want people asking too many questions, but it's like, the story where we reveal Batman has a tailor for his suits. Alfred's nowhere to be found.
Maybe he's on vacation.
Maybe, but it's like you don't want people asking, why doesn't Alfred just do it?
Exactly. But again, until they kind of revamped Alfred a bit, Alfred was.
Oh wait, he wasn't dead at this point, was he? That the what is that? The Outsider or whatever.
Outsider. I don't know. I think there wasn't that earlier in the 60s.
It might have been. But yes, kids, there was another point where Alfred was dead.
Yep. Ah, shoot. What was I going to say? No, never mind. Yep. Okay. So then they have a fight with barbells and good stuff like that. Yeah. And somebody hooks Batman onto a fishing hook.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, I'll be unmasked. So instead, he falls over and look what's happening. His suit's getting all ripped up.
Yep. And they snagged like the part of his upper cape. Yep. Yeah, that's like that. That's what the cover is with like him on like that caught with that fishing pole. Something me and Lilith were saying. It almost seems like they come up with the cover, then they're like, okay, we have to figure out the story to justify this cover.
To justify this fishing pole. I mean, that is a pretty jazzy cover. All right, but Robin comes in with some well-placed kicks.
Of course. Takes an early worm to catch this bird.
That's right. The whack on you. Mm.
Uh-huh.
And then our big question, how did the Masquerader get away through that tiny air vent? We don't know, but we do know now the name of Batman's tailor, Sam Tweed. With a name like Tweed, of course he was going to become a tailor.
Of course.
No other choice. Look how shredded Batman's outfit got.
Oh yeah, wasn't that the whole plan? It's like shredded suit. So
no, I know, but it's like he just got caught by a fish hook. How did it shred him that much?
Yeah, but weren't the gang like ripping on the rest of the suit too? So. Yeah. Again, this suit is just cloth at this point. There's no Kevlar. There's nothing here.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So anyway. Robin's dialing, and Batman's like, hey, I need a new suit. And Sam Tweed, no worries, bro. I already got some ready for you.
That's right. I always keep an extra.
Which, honestly, that's actually pretty smart.
Oh, yeah. Well, and again, we'll see later, there's a point to that, too.
There is a point to that. But Before I realized there was a point to that, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Sam Tweed, he's pretty smart.
Well, yeah, it's Batman's in a rough line of work. Come on.
Exactly.
So he's like, I'll send it over to police headquarters, and Robin goes to get it because Batman can't be seen publicly looking all disheveled.
All ripped up.
That's right.
Although I love how he still sits down there in the ripped up Batman suit. I was like, dude, you're at your house. I mean, you could take it off and put on a bathrobe or something. Put on some sweats.
Exactly.
But whatever, they don't want to draw Batman in sweats. They want to draw him as Batman. But he'd have bat sweats. Little bats on them or whatever.
Of course. But yeah, and then the Masquerader calls in another clue, and just as Robin gets back, Gordon calls again. And it's like, hey, another clue just came in right after Robin left.
Funny how that works. And then we see underneath Batman's costume a marauder or masquerader. Now he's got me doing it. Masquerader costume.
But yeah, to clue them. The Masquerader writes, and having writ moves on. But why would the Masquerader put his costume in there? It's like Batman's gonna figure it out. Come on. Well, first he's like, "Oh, my tailor's no longer exclusive."
Calls up.
But he calls Sam. He says, "Who's the Masquerader?" But then it's like the Masquerader is blam blam.
And then the Masquerader, I am the finger of fate.
But yeah, Rob, Dick's like, the Masquerader, poor Sam, but why did that killer use him in the first place? Must have known he'd talk. Smells like a trap, Batman.
Or it's a devilish trick.
You just hear Adam West delivering that line.
Oh, for sure. That's a total Adam West line. Or it's a devilish trick, old chum.
Because they take off in their respective vehicles. I can just see the bat spinning.
Yeah, although Robin's in like what do they call those? The whirly bats.
Yeah.
I kind of want a whirly bat though.
Exactly.
And Sam's still alive. He's like, but not too late. Avenge me. Spruce Street Fashion Arts Studio.
So is that someone else, or is that just Sam pretending to be shot because he's like, whoever it is like face down on the floor even though they're mumbling, and then the paramedics come in and take him away?
Yep. Well, then Batman though, hoping to delay too long, wouldn't want to lose my culprit through maudlin sentiment. Yeah, don't be sad that you think someone you know has just gotten shot and is dying. Please.
It's 69, It's 69, Kristen. We're not supposed to have, men aren't supposed to have too deep of emotions. Come on.
Right. It's like Lego Batman. I only feel rage 110% of the time.
I only have my best friend, Justice.
And this kid that hangs out with me. And this butler that feeds me so I don't die. All right. He crashes in. Like, I knew you'd come into my trap.
I wouldn't leave. I was expecting you. Oh, yeah, Alfred's got to be around because we were covering the Batman books, and he's in the 1969 Batman issues. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it might have been a little bit earlier.
Again, it was just for the sake of the story. It's like, yeah, no Alfred around. We need a new suit. Alfred's not around.
Yep. So now, as Batman's fighting, I mean, I think the Masquerader has the rubber on his suit, but then also the costume is, as he reveals, starting to squeeze in. The costume is shrinking.
Yes, I've sewed you into your own shroud.
And then the Masquerader shrinks it minimizes his suit. So then it's like, you made us think you were bigger than you were, and that's how you sneaked away, I should say, in the vent. And it is revealed. He says, "I stowed you into your shroud. Only one man made this, and he's dead." I hardly think so, Batman. Sam Tweed.
I hardly think so, but my killing sure fooled you. Oh, yeah, that's right. And my ambulance crew cinched it. My death was a surefire lure to get you here wearing your new outfit. Oh, my God. So, shouldn't Master Detective have realized there wasn't blood on the floor? How many years did I sweat over costumes that others got the benefit of? I'm sure Batman paid him. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Acts like
he's paid him in small unmarked bills.
Exactly. I'm sure. I'm sure he wasn't doing it out of the kindness of his heart. I'm sure Batman was paying him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Batman can't afford it.
Exactly. There's some untraceable bills, kid.
So, but I imagine it's that he's doing it not because of money, but because he's like, I'm making these costumes and other people are getting the credit. I want to have fame. It's always that. And so he's like, yes, I will kill you and then I'll be the criminal mastermind.
So, yes, the whole plan was to rip all his costumes. So you would need this new one.
Which is made of a special secret hydroscopic monofilament of steel-like strength.
I think it says high grow. High grow. But yes, fine when it's damp, but yes, start drying it out and it starts to shrink. Like the infrared lamp there, he set out as a trap, and it dries out and shrinks until your body's crushed in its steel embrace.
Batman's like, okay, I got a chance. And Sam Tweed's like, you can't even stand. And you can't even aim.
Yeah, because Batman pulls out a laser.
Sam's mocking him, but it turns out that's what Batman wanted, was to aim his laser at the ceiling because, boom, he activates the sprinkler system. Oh, look whose hygroscopic suit is full of moisture, so now it will be loose and flexible.
Oh, no, here's the line of the issue. Merely restoring the moisture to my suit so it'll loosen enough to stiffen you.
You're all washed up, Tweed. The state pen's been needing a good tailor for a long stretch.
And then at the end, in the Batcave, Robin has to hose Batman down so he can get out of that suit.
Yes, that's it, Robin. Keep my uniform wet till I peel it off.
And now I'd better find a new costume maker in a hurry. Wouldn't this be like, no, we better do it in-house now?
Right, yeah.
Oh, God, guess we better start skipping through the yellow pages. That might be buying one mail order. There we go. After all, you were almost custom tailored out of existence.
No, I think the true piece de resistance is the soggy end.
True.
Really, it just keeps on giving. I would like to say, though, that honestly, now that we go to Countdown to Chaos, I feel like the art is better in the backup story.
I know. I do like the art in the backups better.
It's much crisper and brighter and stuff in the backup story.
Who did the main story? Because the backup's Gil Kane. Yeah, Gil Kane was like especially back in these days, like a really big, well-known artist. Oh, Bob Brown and Joe Galea. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
But it's just like the lines are really. I mean, it just looks. I mean, it almost looks like they're on different paper and stuff compared to. I mean, this very much looks like a comic book that we sold to the kiddies on the newsstand. And this one, I'm like, whoa, these colors are bright. This is on, fancy paper or something. I mean, that's what it looks like. I don't know as it was, but
It might just be the scan too. When they scan them in, the colors are, more bright and stuff here. So
yeah, that could be.
but it's so 2-part backup, and this issue, and then in 391. So that's where we're going, kids.
But it's bright and classy in this one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. I was flipping through to get to it, and I really wanted us, but it was 1968. The motorcycle marauders that ruined Dick's night, and so he saves them, but then he doesn't get a chance to go to school and give his speech, and he loses the election, and he cries.
Oh no.
It's very sad. How also look at the end pages of this.
Cool.
It's like all these different heads. It's pretty epic. All right, yes. I thought this was a pretty good backup. It reminds us that back in the day, Dick Grayson was a little budding Clark Kent. He was very interested in journalism. And then the writers, I don't know, I guess since New Teen Titans have kind of been forgetting about that.
Oh yeah. Although, what was that? Is that Lonely Place of Dying when Tim goes to check Dick's apartment? The one he keeps, for himself. Wasn't there like a typewriter in there?
Yeah.
So it might be writing something.
Could be.
That's the last time I remember seeing anything that even came close to.
Well, yeah, now they all have computers.
But tell us about this Sandy, Kristen. Is this like his crush at this point?
I think she's pretty much just in these stories.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. There's some of these stories where they just kind of throw random girls in. Like there's another one, not in 69, a little bit earlier, where they want, and this is what always I kind of like about the older stories, is since it was Batman and Robin, they often have to make up excuses for why Robin isn't in the story. And so sometimes Robin's having a school dance. So then they'll just like throw some random girl's name in, like, oh yeah, I'm taking, Grace to the dance or whatever. And so
hey man, he's number one on the sexiest list. Of course he's got multiple dates, multiple dances. Come on.
Right. Well, I mean, plus this is in the 60s, and DC is still kind of a conservative company. He's in high school. Like they're not doing anything. Like he's literally just taking her to a football game.
Oh yeah.
But look at his tight pants, man. He was wearing skinny jeans before skinny jeans were a thing. I mean, isn't that true though? Like those pants are really tight.
Looks like it, yeah. I mean, when did bell bottoms take off? Sometime in the 70s, right?
70s, yeah. So I think this is a little bit earlier. So
he's used to those tight trunks. Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he had to make some excuse why he wasn't there. He's talking about the flu bug he had.
Yep.
The Gotham High's owl.
All right, we got Sandy and Rocky. Those are Dick's friends.
So did they not do it in other stories a lot with him writing for the paper, or was it just like him working with different people, or just like he was out on his own? Because you said like this girl didn't show up like a lot of other stories.
They don't have him working for the paper a lot.
Well, yeah, because pretty soon he's going to college, isn't he?
Yeah. So I think it's kind of this one. I mean, he doesn't have that many backups before he is before he's in college. So yeah, Secret Guardian, the motorcycle gang. Yeah, it's kind of Well, in college, he's working some for the newspaper, but obviously
Wow.
it's a different newspaper. Because there's a really great one where somebody, and I think I had us read it because I think it might have been in a Batman Family, where they ask because he's working for the paper, and they say something about like, why didn't you get a picture of Robin or whatever? And he's like, who do you think I am, Peter Parker?
Ah!
Or something like that. But there's a Spider-Man joke in there. So yeah, I think it's mostly this is when he is in there. And then there are some I got a collection once. I randomly found it some kind of, I think I bought it used on Amazon, that is short stories about Batman, and in one of them, two of them are Dick is Robin's in them. And in one of them, he's the main character, and he is working for the school newspaper. And
Wow.
it's actually mostly a Dick Grayson story. He's not really Robin that much in there. And remember, he used to hang out with Jimmy Olsen. So sometimes when the world's finest got together, he would hang with Jimmy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. They're talking about the teachers want things, and then there's also a big hubbub about where they're going to expand the high school, east side or west side.
Oh, yeah.
So then we go to the football game. Oh, and Gotham wins by 1 point. Woo!
I'm thinking the fine score is supposed to be, I think they meant final score.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe they're like, this is a fine score. But yes, presumably, you're right, final score. Then I would like to appreciate Dick's pullover with a fur collar. Yes.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So then they're going to the post. Yeah, they're going to the post game dance. Then a bunch of guys start rushing them.
I know, yeah. Although there's these cheesy dialogue, you can see that they don't really. They're trying to channel teenagers, and they're not always doing a good job. Like, Sandy's a real fine girl. Okay. It's a weird thing to think about your date. You'd think you would. I mean, I suppose, good job keeping it clean. I know, but it sounds like that's the kind of thing your grandpa would say. Like, oh, your girlfriend, she's a real fine girl.
But I love when he knocks out the first guy and then goes to change the rob, and he's like, it's like, man, the first date with this chick, man.
Yes, again, they're trying to be cool. Get hassled.
But yeah, then the RTC changes. Yeah. Yep.
I know. I don't know how he changes that fast. And it's funny. He's like, I got to live up to my billing as the boy wonder.
I know, man.
And he's like, I'm going to twist this kid's arm off. Rocky's like, oh, yeah, I want to bet. Now that is the true teenager line.
I know, like elbows him in the. Looks like he elbows him in the throat.
Oh, way to go, Rocky! Rocky living up to his namesake. Although actually he's before Rocky.
Oh my god! Then the goons get back. I'm gonna get in some pounding practice.
Well, they're goons for a reason, Phil. And then. Your idea of the target and mine varies considerably. Such elevated banter.
But then all of Robin's fans swarm him, and the leader gets away.
Yep. So then he vaults over that kid's head.
And did he like put his hands on that kid's top of that kid's head and just like use it?
I think so. That's what it looks like. That kid's like, hey, yeah, sweet.
Don't touch my head. Robin touched my head.
I'm never washing it again.
They don't. Then the next panel, they don't call our hero the Teenage Thunderbolt for nothing. When do we call him the Teenage Thunderbolt?
Right now. Right now we did. I think they and I think they do that more when he's in college, when they transition him into the Teen Wonder. Then yeah, sometimes they start calling him the Teenage Thunderbolt more. And it might be something they say in the Teen Titans too. Come to think of it. But I heard it before. But now I can't remember if it's because I've read this before, but I know it percolates out there.
Yeah, but no, he takes off and gets dressed again, puts that fur coat back on.
Heck yeah, he does.
No way, cut out.
And then he just stands there with his date, like, yeah, let's watch these guys get arrested.
Yep, nobody would say why they attacked us.
And then we see on Monday, everyone's abuzz about Rocky's amazing editorial saying, no, the West Side is what should be chosen.
I know, man. The story's so big. He heard on his transistor that the public press has picked it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's transistor.
Yep. Also, I'm impressed that the public press cares about the school newspaper.
Yep, but
then we see the head negotiator. Uh-oh. He's sweating bullets. My boy Jerry's almost been run over. He'll kill my family. And so he says, no further talks. So now the teachers are on strike.
Yep.
Gasp. Okay, look at those microphones. Don't they look like sinks? They look like sink faucets.
Like pipes. Yeah. Yeah, they could.
Also, I love that at the end, battering in use.
I know, it's basically just a panel of Batman throwing a batarang. Yeah.
So random. Because we can't have empty space on this page. We gotta fill it with something.
I mean, it's not even like they could have did like a schematic of like a batarang, or it's like, hey, he can modify him to put like smoke or whatever in it, but it's just batarang and use, just Batman.
Yeah, just let me throw this random batarang.
Looks like Batman's just like standing in the backyard throwing a bat.
Yeah, and in the this they don't include it. They just put Robin because it's Robin's omnibus, not Batman's. Batman has to throw batarangs in his own book. So that's the end of that. Next issue.
Yeah, again, we'll skip the main story on the next one because Robin is not in it.
Also, it's pretty cheesy.
Only Bat. Oh yes, because again, they have to justify the cover.
Yes, Batman's widow.
How that girl's boyfriend masquerades as Batman. Yes.
So then she can marry him. Hopefully, not ending up widowed though.
Yeah, let's get to the part 2 of the backup strike.
Yeah. And they're like, what? Asking all these questions. No comment.
Yes, there'll be no further talks with the teachers union until they change their obstinate stand. Those obstinate educators.
Right. That's right. Also, all right, I gotta go back to it and the other one. But now all of a sudden Dick's wearing the same outfit. Oh no, he's basically wearing the same outfit in both stories, even though one's on Friday and the next one is on Monday.
Well, I mean, maybe he did one, maybe he did a wash. It was the weekend.
No, it's true.
Or Alfred did a wash. And 2, I mean, the coat's his outside coat. He's going to be wearing that.
That's true. And let's be real, if I had a coat like that, I'd wear it all the time because it's so cool.
And again, he likes wearing Robin color, so I'm sure he has like a whole closet of like green and red shirts.
That's true. I mean, back in the day, even his pajamas were Robin colored.
Exactly.
Anyway, so then we see those dudes with the S's on their jackets saying, nice speech, chum, good move. Subtle, guys, subtle.
Yeah, because those are the guys from last Friday.
Yes, indeed they are.
Or last issue.
And Dick's like, I gotta get away from Rocky. But then Rocky's like, I gotta go to an appointment. It's like, okay, cool. Like, how do you not see how that's totally suspicious? I mean, it's great. I guess it's because it's useful for him, but he's like, I just remembered an important appointment. Oh, really? And then Dick Grayson dashes into a dark alley and emerges as Gotham's Teen Titan.
Gotham's Teen Titan.
Right. Then he fights those guys again, and we have butt shots, even though he's still in high school.
Vaults over that mailbox. But yeah, the one says, we better split, man. I don't want to rap with him.
Also, his amazing joke, U.S. mail coming through.
MMALE, yes, coming over that mailbox.
But yeah, do the boom ching. That is all boom ching all the way.
See, he knocks him out, and then Robin's talking to the negotiator. What do you know about these fellows?
They threatened to kill my family if I don't demand the East Side.
Yeah, the whole family could be killed.
And then, conveniently, the blonde-haired guy regains consciousness. Hey, man, I don't want to get busted on no murder number. All my buddies were supposed to do is mess up this guy and make some quick bread.
Yeah, man.
Nothing about a murder gig. Oh, well. I'm glad someone has sense in their head.
And Dick says, you might get off the hook by telling me where this boss's pad is, see?
Yeah. So off they go, and that totally looks like a gangster's pad. I mean, look at those dudes. Look at that guy in the checked jacket standing outside of it.
Oh, yeah, there's two guards standing outside.
Just screams gangsters. Robin beats him up.
Yeah, well, yeah, Mr. Big's like, no, I don't use a gun, see, but my boys do. And Robin's just like, God, that kid deliberately led me into a death trap.
Like, shouldn't you have expected dudes with guns? Come on. They blast him. But then we hear, this is the police. Come out with your hands up. And they're momentarily distracted, which Robin uses to, boom, disarm them.
Back for more, eh? If you're able, I'm willing. And Mr. Big, happiness is a warm gun. Oh no, one of the goons. Happiness is a warm gun, man. And Robin, sorry, no happiness deliveries today.
Pretty good. And then the main guy, let those zeros take the rap, long as I save my tender little hide. Hilarious. And Robin, almost like he can hear him. Hear his thoughts. I saved the worst for last.
Like drop kicks him back, yeah. And Robin says, all right, officers, you can come in now. But no, it was actually Rocky. So does Rocky know who Dick is, or does Robin met Rocky before? Because he calls him Rocky. I'm like, wait a minute.
I guess maybe when he was beating the goons up after the football game.
Maybe, but I'm like, how does he know his name? You know, how's Robin supposed to know Rocky's name?
Exactly, yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, he said, while shadowing the head negotiator, I overheard him tell you about the telephone threat. Decided to follow you here. This will make a big headline story.
Dick's thoughts, a regular Clark Kent.
Not only fake Dick Grayson out of a story, probably helped save Robin's life. So Rocky's like, yeah, he was behind the assault on us after the football game, which was really directed at me to squash my editorial favoring the West Side construction site.
Yeah, they do seem to be slipping a little bit here because they were attacked and then Robin came in. It wasn't like they attacked Robin.
That's why I was wait a minute. I was like, does Rocky already know, or are they planting the seeds of, oh, hey, he figured it out?
I don't think he's supposed to know. I think they're just playing fast and loose.
Maybe. When he failed after the head negotiator threatening him and his family unless they back to East Side.
Because, of course, it's property that he owned. Honestly, this dude is very much a Scooby-Doo villain.
Oh, yeah. What row? But yeah, next day, the new contract is signed.
Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. And everyone's like, Rocky, you're a hero.
And he made every front page in the city.
That's right, he did. Rocky knows what's up.
Lord, she's like, yeah, Sandy's like, that won't help us get the next edition of the Gotham Owl out. And Dick, my wish is your byline.
I thought that was actually kind of cute. I don't understand. Rocky saying lead the way for, and I was like, why is he throwing German in?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, again in here, we just have Robin big, but in the original, now we have the Batplane.
Yes, at least this one, it shows you it has VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing.
That's right, with a special rotor.
And kids, in the next, I'm assuming the next backup in the next issue, Batgirl.
Turns.
Batgirl returns.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Robin's in the next one or not.
Yeah, because
I'm scrolling through it now, but probably not. So, oh yeah, he is in the main story.
Yeah, but I know next week you had, I think you picked out 394 and 395 for us. So.
Yeah, because he has backup stories there. Because he goes to college. He just goes to college in there in December. So yeah, that's how it goes.
So any other thoughts on these? I know you love Sarah.
So I feel like the art is very good.
Oh, yeah.
And
again, it was Gil Kane. The art was superior. It's so funny. The art was superior in the backups than the main story.
Yeah, I mean, it totally was.
Both times.
Mm-hmm. So you had that going on for it, which was nice.
And that snappy dialogue.
I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I would say it's not great, obviously, but for a backup story,
again,
it was pretty good.
For a story for its time, and again, not even just the art. I thought the story was in these backups was better than the main. The main stories were so gimmicky, but
Mm-hmm.
Again, they tried to tell a story. It's Dick Grayson in high school. They played with their boundaries and came up with a decent story.
Exactly. He had some stellar fashion, and yeah, I mean the art is really good. It's really good for a backup story. It's better than the main story. So
yeah.
And there isn't even any Batman in it at all.
Exactly.
And Rocky is a good friend. He's a good little he's a good character, like a
little Jimmy Olsen.
Exactly. Excuse me, a regular Clark Kent.
True. Yes.
The highest praise Dick can offer.
Surprised there wasn't any Sandy Lois Lane comparisons.
Yeah, but Sandy's the editor, isn't that Perry White?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have any editors. It was so weird at this time. Everyone, either the hero was a reporter, or it's like it ends up being like the girlfriend. Because even the Flash, Iris was a reporter. So,
well, I mean, my guess is they used to do that because it's a good way to know what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously know what's going on. And also it can help account for like, why weren't you in the office when this happened? Like, oh, I was off interviewing someone. I mean, that would be my thought, is that's why they're doing it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because even like Peter Parker, I gotta go get pictures. Bye.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was a good tool. All right. So is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Let me double check those issue numbers on the schedule here. But yes, Summer of '69 continues next week and the week after. So stay tuned, kids. We're not done yet.
That's right. If you liked Dick solving crime as a high school student, you'll love him solving crime as a college freshman.
Yes, because next week we'll continue to Detective Comics with Detective Comics 394 and 395. So only a few months after what we covered today.
Yes. And I'll tell you the titles of his backup stories. First one is Strike While the Campus is Hot. And 395 is Drop Out or Drop Dead.
That's some 66 titles.
And it's the same people that are doing them. It's Gil Kane again and Murphy Anderson and Gil Kane and Murphy Anderson. So
yes, and 394 and 395 next week, and then in 2 weeks, Teen Titans 19 through 22. Sweet. I'm sure we'll get a lot of good dialogue in those.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll get some Wonder Chick and
I hope so. All right, kids. So send your thoughts on these stories, everything Summer of 69 going on right now. Again, we're covering a bunch of Marvel, DC. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Nightwing Facebook fan group. And again, find links to all the various social medias and Facebook fan groups for all the shows we do. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every second of every show of Summer of 69 is going on YouTube with a video. So smash that subscribe button so you never miss a moment. Yes, including the Queen of 69 herself.
Smash it.
And, of course, most importantly, Patreon. Haunts my nightmares. Patreon. Again, we're not rich. We're not the wards of rich millionaires. Paying for this out of our own pocket. Every little bit helps, but $3 to $5 gets you exclusive content. Well, exclusive early access to creator interviews, including Mr. DG Chichester talking to me and Lilith every month.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And superhero movie brackets, of course. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time. June episode was Superman 3 versus Superman 4. Go subscribe and you get that now. Listen to Mr. Marvel himself, Charlie Esser, try to mansplain DC movies to us. And if that's not enough, in July, you'll get extra because Catwoman versus Green Lantern. We're going to drag poor Will into that because see him try to defend his favorite character.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
All right, so get that or pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find it all at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right, now that those plugs are out of the way, the most important thing, especially this will help you out this month, especially for this show. Go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Have we whetted your appetite for stories of Dick Grayson from all eras? Go pick up Dick Grayson. The experts talk everything Dick Grayson. Somebody meticulously planned that book, so it covers all things Dick Grayson. So pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder on Amazon. Again, great present for all the grads in your life. Man, you show up to a graduation party with that. Those kids will think you're the diggity dankest.
diggity dank.
All right. All right, Hepcats, come back next time. But yes, please send us emails, voicemails, because yes, we're not doing any U.S. mail here. So yes, next week at Detective Comics 394 and 395. Another pick from the Kristen archive. All right. Join us next time for another long ago tale. Join us same wing time.
Nightwing channel.
The Nightwing News.